Well, folks, here we are again for the weekly forecast. Of course, we have a major storm moving across the Central Plains this weekend, and we'll get to that here in a few seconds. Let's take a look at what's happened during this past week. Of course, the cold air remained firmly locked in place across much of the upper Midwest, and that included most of eastern Nebraska. We've seen several waves of energy move through, each one progressively stronger as we got into the midweek period. And we did have scattered areas of snowfall accumulate into the Thursday morning time frame and, of course, into the Friday morning time frame. But most importantly, the snowstorm is starting to get its act together across east central portions of Colorado and northeastern Colorado, and is expected to slide eastward as the day progresses and increase the dynamics across the southern one-third of the state in terms of snowfall potential. So let's look at the upper air models and see how we'll see the storm progress and what may be the potential for accumulating snowfall as we go through this next 24 to 48 hour period. And as we go to the upper air models, here's this upper air low, and the associated surface low is slightly to the north. It's going to be moving through western Kansas and then eastward and then digging up toward the Ohio River Valley. So we're going to see snow, and we've already started to see it break out across the southern one-third of the state, particularly in the southwest corner, and that should fill in as we go eastward in time during the afternoon hours. And once we get into eastern Nebraska during the overnight hours, that's when we'll probably start to see the snow pick up. Now, accumulations are going to be a little bit more difficult. Right now, with possibility right along the Kansas-Nebraska border in southwestern Nebraska, probably in the area of 6 to 10 inches might be likely. As we get eastward, it really boils down to the temperatures, and right now it looks like we're shooting at somewhere between 3 and 6 inches. But once you get north of the I-80 corridor, I think the snowfall totals will drop off rather dramatically. Now, as we go into tomorrow, that system will rapidly move toward the east, but it's going to have some energy lagging behind it, and that will result in scattered flurry activity, particularly across eastern Nebraska. And by the time we get into Monday, you'll notice that there still remains some residual moisture, so I wouldn't be surprised that we'll see some light snowfall accumulations along the southern one-third of the state. Unfortunately, where we really desperately need to cross the northern half of the state, it doesn't look like we're going to see significant amount of moisture out of this system. Then we start to see much clearer and calmer conditions build into the Central Plains under a northwest flow. Looks like fairly sunny day on Tuesday, and that will continue into the day on Wednesday. And we might see some slight warming temperatures, and we'll have to watch for this little pivot of energy kind of moving toward the southwest to bring a little bit cooler conditions as we get into the day Thursday. We'll see that time to press against northeastern Nebraska. That looks like the best area to see some potential flurry activity as we get into the Thursday evening time frame. And then as we get into Friday, we're going to start to see a low pressure system coming into the western United States, and depending on how fast it moves, it could move into the Central Plains as we get on to Easter Sunday, and then hold around into the region for a couple days after that, and there is a potential for some significant accumulation. So let's take a look at the temperature forecast, and we'll see that temperatures are going to remain cool for this time of the year with a warming trend toward the end of the week. The major precipitation in this forecast is centered around this weekend, and again, we'll have to pay attention to some accumulating snowfall, and it could be significant across the southern one-third of the state. Now, as we go to the 8 to 14 day forecast from next Thursday to the following Tuesday, we are looking for broad-based cooler than normal conditions across most of the eastern United States. In terms of precipitation, they are projecting below normal precipitation, but I believe that that's way underdone. This system's coming out looks like it has the potential to drop some significant moisture across the Central Plains as we get into the Sunday through Tuesday time period.